Mm. Hello, what's happening? Siyon, back. I know I've been gone for few months. You know what I'm saying, but I'm back. I'm gonna do a conscious conversation, and then I'm gonna pick back up on my episodes. Picking up back on episode 25, so that'll be coming very soon, for real, for real. So yeah, like I basically had to take a little break, been getting a lot of upgrades and downloads, and I just had to take that time of stillness. So sometimes you just got to obey, you like how you feel, and you know what I'm saying, just obey the moment, you know. So yeah, today was that day. I was like, it's got to be. So I'm here. We can do conscious conversations. Um, so I'm gonna start off like for everybody out there that's watching this. You know what I'm saying? Um, I speak the truth. I speak my truth. So it's gonna be some things I'm talk about a couple of different topics. So it's gonna be some things that people want question and may not fully understand. But if you're watching live, gratitude. Feel free to comment. Um, I check it every now and then to see if anybody has any like questions or something. And then for those that whom are watching this, once I once it get posted, also comment as well because I definitely check the comments and elaborate on anything that you have questions about or you just want to ask me. So we're gonna do it like that. Um, I'm also want to say that like this, like I'm not no religion, but I've studied many religions and I've taken the truth from each one and I discarded the egos of each one because they all have truth and they all have falsehood, ego. So not no religion. So the way I speak and the way I talk, um, I don't. For instance, certain words that I might say, some people might call them curse word, bad words. I don't believe in that because there's no such thing as a bad word. But you can use words to offend people. It depends on how you use it. So, but that's I studied many religions and neither one of them has I read or saw that you can't say a word. So if that what you believe, hey, that's on you. But again, I speak the way I speak. I speak my truth, and I'm not purposely trying to offend nobody by my words, but that's just who I am. So you have that choice to either stick around and listen to it or not. So it's all good. But I want to start. So speaking of, like I said, this is like conscious conversations when I do my lives. That's one thing that I know in society where people don't know how to have conversations. That should have been something taught in schools. We learned about science, history, math, all this stuff, but we never learned basic principles of how to live life. You know what I'm saying, and be around people. That's something that hasn't been taught, and that's why the world is like it is because people don't know how to have real conscious conversations. It's like it was basically set up like that for to keep us divided, to keep us at war because people don't know how to have conversation. Conscious conversation. I'm gonna explain it to you. Conscious conversation is when you can tell somebody your truth without coming off angry or um, coming off offensive. You know what I'm saying? And I give you an example, like as far as like conscious conversation is when, for instance, if you and even in like any kind of relationship, your friends, your significant others, your co-workers, whatever, you know what I'm saying? This applies to any kind of association with anybody. You know what I'm saying? So it's just learning how to if somebody offends you, it's learning how to process that without reacting in the moment. And I give you an example. So, for instance, if somebody says something that offends you or hurts your feelings, sit with that for a second. And I mean, when I say this, like you could be with the person, be like, just give me a minute, real quick. You know what I'm saying? Just process it real quick, because sometimes we don't even understand why things trigger us. You see what I'm saying? So it's like if you sit with it and be like, okay, so why does this make me feel this way? Why do I feel this way? Or you know, why it's because sometimes a lot of things that we get offended by is within us. It's stuff that we have unconsciously tucked away, put up under the bed, put it in the closet, and thought that it was just gonna go away. But it's gonna come. It's gonna resurface eventually. And sometimes people that we're around will bring it up, and it's not like they're doing it consciously. It's just that's just how the universe works. So it's just you have to learn how to sit with it for a minute and process it, and then okay, go to this person and be like explain like, okay, I want to let you know this made me feel this way, but what I learned is boom, boom, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's a part of how you do your shadow work because the people that we're around are our mirrors. You know, regardless of the situation, what they are mirrors. They're going to basically people that around us help us evolve, and it's up to us to take that time to figure out what the fuck is going on with us. Because that's one thing that we have to be accountable for ourselves. We got to be accountable for the way we feel. We have to be accountable for things we say. We have to be accountable for everything. We can't blame it on other people or other things. That's the way society has groomed us to be, which is why again the world's like it is. So conscious conversation is like learning how to speak your truth. Also, learning how to listen. That's one art that people don't do is listen. So when somebody is speaking their truth, learning how to listen, allow them to speak their truth without you interrupting, processing what they're saying, even if it's something that you don't agree with, even if you feel like no, shut the fuck up, listen, because at the end of the day, you have to if you are truly aligned with somebody, you have to give them the opportunity to speak their whole truth without you interrupting. So it's like you have to sit there and just listen. If it's something that makes you mad, process the shit. Figure it out. Why is this making me mad? Why? Okay. So it's like it's a two-way thing where you have to learn how to listen and then also learn how to speak your truth without being over aggressive, without being angry, without being mad. Um, that's just something that has never been taught. It's one of the things where you just learn in life, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to bring it to people's attention because it's important. It's important, and any and everything we do in life, learning how to have a conscious conversation is very important, and they get you a long way. And also, it'll help you figure yourself out as well, and stop blaming other people for your feelings, because your feelings come from you. They come from within. You have to figure that shit out. So yeah, the conscious conversation is very, very important, and that's why I do these little lives because I like to speak my truth. You know what I'm saying? And I process a lot of things, and I get a lot of downloads. So it takes me time to like really learn how to put it together for it to make sense. You know, most of the time in society, people feel like, especially in the business world, people like to use big words and the show that make you think they smart. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's pointless. You know what I'm saying? If you're talking to somebody and they can't understand, like they don't understand the words you're saying, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? That's like a form of ego. It is ego. I mean, it ain't no form of ego. It's ego. It's trying to be, it's trying to make you feel like you better or you're more advanced. You're more intelligent. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? So when I do these conscious conversations, I speak for people can actually understand. I mean, I can use different terms, yes, but for what? If you don't understand it, what's the point of me saying it for? It's just one of the things. And that's like again, that's the society that we live in. And I always like to give people a little bit of history of what this society is. We're in a Jesuit society. Is Jesuit. You can look this up. And it's a society. Basically, this society is the society of Jesus. All right, and this was created in 1534, and of course, this was through the Roman Catholic, and also, and I say this a lot too. So in this society, especially in West, you can say the U.S. and certain parts of other places of the world, Europe. So Jesus came from this. That's where it came from. That wasn't who he's supposed to be. His name was Yeshua, and this was and this was, like I said, Jesus. This thing was created in 1534. Yeshua was around over 2,000 years ago. So that gives you, that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? It's not. I'm not sitting up here just talking. This is a fact, and I encourage people to like learn how to do your own research. There's nothing wrong with watching reels and watching podcasts and stuff like that, but we have to learn how to be accountable and do our own research as well, because there are a lot of false messengers out here. There are a lot of people doing these things just to get clout, just to get money. So I mean, and the thing about it is the lies are more entertaining than the truth, and that's a fact. The lies are more entertaining than the truth. For all you Christians out there, it's in the book Isaiah 30:10. The people, they love the lie. So if I sit up here and just talk about some bullshit, I'll probably get a whole bunch of views. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna speak the truth, because at the end of the day, it ain't about that. It's just about the truth. And I know that there are people out there, especially in in this era, where people starting to waking up. People start to like become conscious. Their third eyes opening up. They're starting to be in tune with their true essence. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I do it for that, you know what I'm saying? And I don't care like if I get 5 views or whatever, you know what I'm saying? It ain't even about that. But I just like to speak the truth. But like, again, like, do your own research. And the stuff that I be talking about, I'm gonna give you the resources to do your own research on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just not talking, just be talking. So yeah, we're in the Jesuit society, which is also ruled by the Roman Catholic. Um and that's a whole but yeah, I go there. So anyway, they got Jesus from this Italian named Caesar Borgia. Caesar Borgia, okay? And he was the son of Pope Alexander VI. That is the image that has been circulated all throughout the world of who's supposed to be Yeshua. And they named him Jesus. Like the letter J has only been in existence for like 488, 89 years. You know what I'm saying? And that was created through them. So, I say that to say this. People are unknowingly don't know who they're praising. They're actually praising this man Caesar Borgia. And he wasn't a good person. You know what I'm saying? He was a murderer. He was trying to think of the correct terminology. He was a homosexual. He was he was known to be a playboy, liar. He wasn't a good person. So, be mindful. Do your research again and be mindful. Don't go with the flow. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, we've been taught a lot of lies and for over 500 years. You know what I'm saying? We've been taught a whole lot of lies, and it's been for the control. Listen, for the control of the people. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of things that we were, that we've been used to doing and used to, the teachings that we begin has all been for their control. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't want people to get outside that box, because then they lose control, and then they lose what? Money. And that's another thing. So like, people call the creator, which is who I know is Yahweh, but they call him God. You know what I'm saying? But God is a term, and anything could be a God. And I'm going somewhere with this. Anything can be a God. It tells you that if you're Christian, this society is mostly Christian. So even if you look at Psalms 82:6, Psalms 82 verse 6, it'll tell you that. And even which God's is a term, but the actual name for that is Elohim. So again, look at the money that you got. All right, the dollar bills, your fives, your 20s, your 10s, your 20s. I say, in God we trust. That's the whole point of that. And where does the money come from? It comes from trees, which is our source of physical life. So it's like they use the trees for to make the money. So it's like they're taking away. They're showing. It's symbolically showing how they're taking away our spiritual life through this money, and that's what everybody is here to do. Get money. You need money to live. You need money to eat. You need money for every goddamn thing in this world. You know what I'm saying? But that's again, that's a choice. We also they don't teach us how to survive off the land, which is that's how our ancestors did it, and they lived longer. They were more healthier. It was more peace because people actually work together. People actually like it was like a good community. It was like more community, and you know, and that's a lost art. That's like I said again, for over 500 years, it's been a lost art, and it's going back to this just suit society. Yeah, so it's deep, but I just want to like broaden people's mind to understand, like we have been reformed to be controlled. I say it like that, to be controlled, and I I I have to live in freedom. I mean, I can't. There's no way. You know what I'm saying? It's each his own, but I have to live in freedom. And I know there's many people out there that would love to live in freedom, but they don't know how. You see what I'm saying? So I try to just help people in any way with knowledge, with history, and with truth. Most importantly, with truth. Also, speaking of speaking the truth, whatever. There's gonna be a lot of things that's gonna transpire, especially during this year and so forth. And we have to understand that there's going to be some extraterrestrial activity going on, and I want to explain. I've been seeing a lot of reels and stuff with people showing like videos of lights and so-called UFOs, whatever like that. All right, don't they are here. Don't get it twisted, but they've been here. You know what I'm saying? Um, the world is the world is more than what we perceive it to be. So these beings have been here way longer than we have, and they have their own side of the world, but they're trying to help us, to be more conscious and enlightened. So they're starting to come around more now. And but I want to also say this, and I ain't gonna talk too much on this because it's a little bit too deep. But there are going to be some projections in the skies, not real, for to have people in fear, to have people, distracted, and you know where it's coming from, the government. So don't believe the hype. That's all I'm saying. If anything you see that's like cause you to be scared or have fear or whatever, it's not that. But they are here again, like I said. It's possible you can see it. You know what I'm saying? But it won't be like I said, nothing in fear. It'll just be, more, and it's not nothing like like the movies you be seeing, Independence Day and shit. Like they come here to take over the world, nothing like that. No, they're here to help us. And again, it's like but they don't want us to know that, so they want us to be frightened of them and don't want us to receive that truth when we do experience it. So I'm leave that there. I can go way deep in that, but I could do a whole episode on that, maybe two. But yeah. But again, so I'm gonna go back a little bit with conscious conversations, like yeah. So it's just learning how to speak your truth, and that's even in relationships, even with your significant others. Like learning how to speak your truth without worrying about somebody being mad or offended, because it's like we'll hold our truth because we don't want nobody to be mad at us, or we want nobody to leave us, or we'll, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you have to align with people whom are for you. You can't force a relationship. You can't force a friendship. So, and also understanding that everything has a timing. There's a timer for things to form, and there's a timer for things to expire. And we have to be okay with that. We're not here to always be content and complacent. We're here to evolve. And sometimes you will be around people to evolve, and then if they don't evolve the way you evolve, it's time to move on. It's time to move on. So learning how to just live in your truth as well. And again, that comes from within. Understanding that, you know what, and I'm gonna go here because I'm telling you, I'm just speaking my truth. They have basically groomed us to feel like that you have to be with one person for all your life here. Bullshit. No. Bullshit. I'm telling you. No. Because it's not. I'm telling you, we are only everything has this is again, if you if you into this Christian whatever, it's in the book. It's in the book. Everything has a time, everything has an end, everything has to die, everything is granted. You go to the grocery store, when you buy your fruits, when you're buying whatever, it gives you a date to say, okay, this is good to this time, this is good this time. This is the same shit, but with everything in life. Everything has an expiration date. And it shouldn't be, you should be forced to be with somebody and y'all are not aligned no more. Y'all, this person has evolved and this person hasn't. So now it's like it's gonna be conflict. And most people stick through it. And then they not happy. You know, they're not happy, but they feel like because they made that oath forever and ever through sickness worse and all that forever and ever, yeah. They live in unhappy lives. And the thing about it is we are our own happiness. We are our own happiness. No person, no thing is going to give us what we need and what we want. It's going to come from ourselves. If you are single, you have to learn how to love yourself to the point where you don't even care if you are in a relationship, because you're in a relationship with yourself. And I'm not saying that it's, that's the way it's supposed to be. No, I'm not saying that. But all I'm saying is you should be to the point where, and this is the thing with it. Most people don't understand. Once you get to that point where you are happy with yourself, you love yourself, you like so just in love with yourself, then whatever you desire, whatever you want, it will come to you effortless. Meaning effortless, meaning that you won't have to go out looking for it. It's just going to come to you. That's how the universe works. But most people, they try. That's why people, they be on this hamster wheel, running, ain't going nowhere, going around in circles. You know what I'm saying? Because they're always looking for that happiness through other people and other things, and you're not gonna get it. How many stores have we seen these billionaires, millionaires, whatever, got all the money in the world, but they're not happy? Again, that has to come from within. And again, like I was talking about earlier with the conscious conversation, you have to process your emotions, you have to process your feelings, you have to understand yourself first before you can, because what's going on is you have unhealed people dealing with unhealed people, and that equals chaos and disaster. Take the time to do your healing. Take the time to do your healing. Take the time to do your healing. Don't try to look for it from nobody else. And that's the same thing, even if you go to church and stuff, you only you can get your truth. Like I'm sitting here telling you all this right here, and some of it's gonna resonate and some of it's not. But I feel like that somebody can get something from everything that I'm saying. Okay? So you have to learn how to be to yourself, to get your truth, to know who you are, and to live in that truth. You get what I'm saying? Like, for instance, if you working at a job and you every day you wake up, God damn, I gotta go to this goddamn place again. That's not for you. and I know somebody talking about, well, I gotta do it because I got bills to pay. I get that. But all I'm saying to you is you gotta figure that shit out. Like, it's other ways. Most people don't. They say they believe. They say they believe in Yahweh. They say they believe in God, whatever. But sometimes you have to go off on faith, on belief. You know what I'm saying? Because once you do that, and I've heard so many stories. I heard so many stories where people did that and didn't know how it was going to happen, didn't know the way, but they just did it because they knew they couldn't keep doing what they was doing, and they always made it. And now they're doing things that they're happy, they're making the money, like they can do whatever they was that they want to do. They doing it, and they're doing it triple fold. They're doing it triple fold. So like sometimes you just have to go out and leap of faith. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like don't. My thing is, why live miserable? Why live unhappy? It's with I said happiness comes within. So once you figure yourself out, once you figure out your purpose, because trust, everybody's here for a purpose. We're not here to do the same shit. You know what I'm saying? That's how society has set it up, that we do the same shit. For example, when you're in school, when they ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? I'm going to give you the top 5 answers probably. Doctor, lawyer, policeman, fireman, whatever. I can't think of another right now. But anyway, those were the main answers. You know what I'm saying? So nobody was taught that you could do what you want to do. You could make it your own. But one thing that did happen that kind of glitched the system was when COVID hit. that's a whole other subject too. But yeah, when COVID hit, that's when people started to realize, like, damn, okay, you got, because now you isolated. You see what I'm saying? So now you have to like deal with your thoughts. You have to deal with your shit. And not only that, you just see that life is different. You know what I'm saying? Like people spent more time with the kids, their families. People had time to like do things that they never had time to do. And then on top of that, people learned how to do these things and make profit off of it, to where they didn't have to go back to work. So again, like you got to be in tune with yourself. You have to learn how to make yourself happy. You have to be in love with you. Don't. People keep saying no. There's no set, like, to me. You love. Now I know there's different degrees in it, but the creator Yahweh is love. So when you say you're in love, that's within you, if that makes sense. All right. So we are parcels of the creator of Yahweh. So he's in each and every one of us. That's how we are able to breathe. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's why we have a conscience. So what I'm saying is, when people say they're in love, it's with you. It's not with nothing else. Nobody, no thing. Is you. If you can get that, life will be great. Life will be great. I promise you, life will be great. Because now you're not out searching for. Again, we're around people who mirror. They are a mirror. So if you're around somebody that's a narcissist, or you're around somebody that's a liar, it's you. You know what I'm saying? Don't blame that person. Nope, do not do that. That's the worst thing you can do, is blame that person. It's you. It's you. That's why you keep attracting them same type of people, because it's with you haven't figured it out within you. That's the worst thing we can do, is blame other people for our feelings. And I know that's not like a normal thing for people to concept, and it's not. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the things where you just have to be conscious. And I speak for the collective, and I speak for those whom are conscious. And I know everybody's not going to get it. I get that. Again, I just take what resonates with you and whatever the rest. But we have to be conscious, like, of ourselves, to the point where nobody can hurt your feelings. Nobody can make you mad. Nobody can cause you to, do whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, just have to live in your truth. And to, like, be authentic. Be authentic. I think a lot of people struggle with that. They feel like they have to be actors and actresses all day with other people. If somebody don't fuck with you because you like to laugh and you like to goof off, then fuck them. You know, they not there. I meant to be around you. Be your authentic self. Live for who you are. And then you will align with these people that you won't have to put on the mask and try to pretend to be something else. Or you can't talk the way you want to talk. I mean, I know I'm country as hell, and I would never change that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to conform to, oh, no, this is me. I'm gonna talk like this. This is just how it's gonna be. So learn how to surround yourself with people where you can be yourself. It's so much lighter. Like for real, so much lighter. I don't want to be walking around like trying to fit in with this group or fit in with this person or be authentic. Be real. You don't want to be around fake people. I don't want to be around fake people. I don't want people to come around me and be in a certain way and that's not them. No. At the end of the day, if we're not aligned that way, then keep it moving. It ain't gotta be, keep it moving. So yeah, learn how to be authentic. Learn how to be authentic. Learn how to speak. Learn how to talk to yourself also. That's a lot of people, we don't talk about that a lot. Learn how to talk to yourself. I tell people, like, go to the mirror and look at yourself and just say, I love you. I love you. I love your eyes. I love your lips. Love your hair. But tell it to yourself. Tell it to yourself. You'll be surprised the power of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's something, and what it does is just, it feeds into your conscience to the point where now you are starting to really love yourself. And I know there's going to be some things about yourself that you be like, I wish I had, if somebody's big or bigger, I wish I had smaller arms, or I wish I could tone my arms, or, blah, blah, blah. Nothing wrong with that, But it's ways, whatever that is, it's ways to do it. Don't take a shortcut neither, man. Just because working out is very good too. Like, that's a part of the spiritual journey as well, working out, because it makes you feel better. It's like an alignment. I call it like a mind, body, soul alignment. The mind being your conscious, like studying the truth, reading; the body being your physical, working out, and then your soul, which is what you work, how you work on that is through your shadow work. You know what I'm saying? Understanding your essence, understanding your purpose. You see? And the soul is the source. That's the most important. And some people, you might look at some people and be like, damn, I thought you was younger than that, because they've been taking care of the soul. The soul is what projects through the flesh, So you got to learn how to know yourself, and like, don't go against the grain when you get intuitions. It's like some days you might be like, no, but I just want to rest. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you. I'm gonna give you this logic here. So like, I tell people, this is me. This is my world. Everybody else is extras. They the extras. I'm the main character. So have that mindset about yourself. You are the main character. This is your world, and everybody else is extras. So I say that to say this. People have to align to me. You get what I'm saying? I'm not going to try to align with them. They're going to align to me. And that's how you should be as well. So I say that to say, take care of do you. And don't be, and do it unapologetically too. You know what I'm saying? And another thing, don't be saying I'm sorry and blah 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 blah, because again, this society has the language that we use is the most cursing language there is, and it ain't no goddamn word. It's just the words that we use. Cause like most people say, like, I'm sorry, you basically saying that you were sorry. You're not. I mean, that's you cursing yourself. And when they got this thing where when people sneeze, they say what? Bless you. Be less you. It's like saying it's like somebody saying you belittle, like they belittling you. So you just have to be like, yeah, like it's a lot of things that people are unaware of, and they do it unknowingly. But these are like I'm bringing up these are most things I hear from people. And I used to say it myself. I'm not acting like I never said it. But once I learned like the truth of it, I had to refrain from it. And it don't happen overnight. You'll slip and say it and be like, damn. But catching it, and it's good, because that way it'll stay in you to be mindful of it. You know what I'm saying? And plus you're rebuking it too at the same time. When you do that, you're like, oh, no, I ain't say that. So yeah, you got to be careful with that, and just be more conscious with that. How long we been going? 34. But yeah. Um yeah. Just let's read a couple of comments. But yeah. So again, man, like take time for yourself. Do the things to make you happy. Spend time in nature. It's very, 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 very important. You got nature is like a grounding. It's a grounding for the soul. I give you an example, like the same way we charge our cell phones. You know, nature does that to us. It charges us. Trees are very powerful. Hugging trees is very powerful. Walking barefoot is very powerful, very, very grounding. Laying out in the grass on the ground, very powerful. And there are other things that you could do. I won't get into that because a lot of people might think that's they might think something wrong with it, but if you got some questions on that, just send a comment and I'll let you know. But we'll leave it there. Also, the sun and the moon, that's free energy. That's free energy. And I know they try to say we're not supposed to look at the sun and not supposed to be out in the sun, all that bullshit. No, that's free energy. That shit like it's a different type of charge. And it's not an immediate charge, but it's like a long effect type charging. So you might not feel it immediately during the time, and sometimes you will. That's the thing about it. Sometimes you will. But that's free energy, man. Go out there and soak in that sun and also that moon. And the moon is basically, you know how it's no it's been told in a way, when the full moon out, people get crazy or people crazy, blah blah. I'm gonna explain that right there. The moon is a reflection of the earth. Okay, so when the full moon is out, that energy that it's putting out is for us to. It's basically reflection of us. You know what I'm saying? So like, give you an example. Like when the full moon is out, that's when things start to come up that you might have forgot about. Things come up that you might have like put in the closet. Feelings and emotions are going to come out that you never dealt with. So it's like all those things that we try to put away or ignore, it's going to bring it back in front of us. And that's the reason why they say people get crazy with it, because these emotions and feelings come back up that they never dealt with. You know what I'm saying? But that's one of the reasons for the full moon. And if you go out and just look at it, you'll instantly go into yourself like, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't like that because they don't like dealing with it. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to. It's like basically the moon is assisted to do your shadow work, but a lot of people don't like that process because it's not all the way fun. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to deal with shit that you try to ignore, put away, and the thing about it is you have to know how to discard and get rid of these thoughts and these feelings and the way you do that is through understanding. Again, the understanding part comes where it's not the person or the thing, it's you. It's you. It's you. Okay? A lot of people don't like to accept that, but it is. It is. And once you get that understanding, then you can kind of work through that. Like, so it's all about, why am I feeling this way? What caused me to feel this way? And how can I, get this off of me? You know what I'm saying? And I tell a lot of people too, like, write down your thoughts and feelings. Like, document your thoughts and feelings. Like, especially like in the beginning of your journey. But I'm just saying for anybody, like, if you're going through your spiritual journey, whatever, write down your thought. Like, write down your thoughts. Actually look at it. It's power in it. Like, writing it down. Okay, I feel like this. Why do I feel like this? Write it down. Boom, 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 boom. Because it's just like, say I used to work like in a hospital, psychiatric hospital, and I remember when we would like have patients, we had to document on them every 15 minutes. So later on, I didn't think about this at the time because this was a long time ago. and I wasn't where I'm at now, you know, consciously. But later on in life, I was like, yo, I was like, hold on, I like, so we was doing that with patients because you know they had you know what they. That's a whole other subject. I ain't go there because I go somewhere else with that. But yeah, we documented them because they're supposed to be mentally unstable, whatever. But I was like, why don't we apply that concept to ourselves? You know what I'm saying? Because what would happen is we would document every 15 minutes. Then at the end of the shift, you know, the nurse or the doctors would look at it, boom, 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 and they'll have like a plan for them, you know, to you know whatever. And I was like, why don't we apply that to ourselves? Like that's a great fucking you know what I'm saying concept to do. So yeah, write down your feelings and your thoughts because that's that way it's out. Because sometimes you'll have these feelings and stuff and you will get distracted and it's like you just toss it away, but it's gonna come back. I mean, but that's the whole point. When you write it down, now you got to confront it. Set it somewhere where you on the refrigerator, on your dresser, wherever that you are at the most, where you can constantly look at that and figure that shit out. You see what I'm saying? Write it down. I was yeah. That's a very good technique to do as far as like doing your shadow work. A lot of people don't know about that. So write it down. Write it down. Keep looking at it and figure it out. Work through it. Work through it. You know, work through it. I ain't gonna go there. But yeah, I'm gonna come back again. I'm gonna check out the comments because I've been going about 41 minutes. I'm gonna check the comments. Make sure you comment for those who are live. Gratitude again for checking me out. Make sure to share this with your people too, man. Cause like I said, a lot of people. I'm putting this truth in the airways. I be watching a lot of stuff and I'm like, man, this is all this is a distraction, and it's it's holding people back from evolving. And my duty is to help people evolve, you know. So put this out there, share it with people, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody needs to hear the truth. Everybody needs to hear ways to evolve. And I don't see too many videos like that. There are some out there. Don't get me wrong, but it's hard to get them because of the way it is. So you have to actually be like consciously typing it in and putting it in for the see these type of videos, which I do all the time. But so yeah. But again, yeah, gratitude. Make sure you tune in. Probably next week I'm gonna have episode 25. It's been something that I've been trying to do for the past 6 months, I think. But again, I had to go with what I was feeling and what I was giving out because I needed to slide back for a little bit to receive everything that I was going through. Like I said, I was getting upgrades and a whole lot, you know. So I had to take that time to like fall back. And I know a lot of people was like, you know, why are you doing no more videos and all that? I'm like, it ain't time. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna force it. You know, anything when I do these videos, it's not like I'm forcing it. It's a natural, organic thing that where I just be like, you know what, I got to put this out there. You know, I got to put it out there. So, but yeah, episode 25 will be coming. So that's definitely coming. And like I said, probably next week that I'll do that, and that's gonna be the one where you get my history. Basically, why, you know, where I come from and basically why I'm doing the podcast. Telling people about my journey. So yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. You'll get to know more about Seth Siyon. But yeah, man, y'all look, love yourselves and like take in like everything that I said and put it to practice. Cause it's like, and it's in the book too. For those who, you know, all you Christians out there, James 1:22-23, it says, you know, don't be a doer of the word. You know, you just don't be a doer. And also, and I say don't just be a listener. So, like things that I'm saying, practice them, and I promise you, you will benefit. You will benefit. You will evolve. I promise you. And then I would love to hear that y'all testimony from doing these things. Just to, I know what I'm saying, just to show people that it's real, because it is. It's very real. It's more real than anything else that you probably heard or listened to or whatever. So love yourself. Take the time to do what you're supposed to do, and learn how to have conscious conversations. Even with your kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, they try to say like, "Well, you about to listen to what I say and don't talk back." No, allow your child to talk. Allow your child to speak his truth or her truth. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, they might can teach you something. Cause they're more pure than the adults are. You get what I'm saying? So that's a part of that conscious conversation. Learning how to allow people to speak their truth without taking it as offensive, without getting mad, without you have to understand. You have to understand, and it starts with understanding yourself. Because when you feel a certain way, if somebody says something, like, why do I feel that way? Or why did I get mad? Or why's my heart racing? Figure it out. Figure it out. And it might not figure it out at that moment, but that's something that you have to, again, write it down. I felt like this, but such said that. So yeah, you just figure it out. So yeah, anyway, man, I'm gonna get off of here, and I will be doing another one soon, probably before the next episode I do for my own podcast outside. Oh yeah, also before I get off, my YouTube channel, I have podcasts. It's called Outside the Box with Seth Siyon. I think it's like over 30 episodes in there. So like, if you like this, like, you can check out my episodes. I have guests on there too. So it's good. Conscious conversations again. We talk about things, and the thing about it is, like, everybody's not in agreement, but we're understanding one another, and we're allowing each other to speak our truth. And that's, again, a part of the conversation, learning how to do that. So it's good stuff. Like, check it out, there episodes. But I want to put one out there because I'm doing this conscious conversation, and a lot of stuff that I talk about. Check out episode 19. Episode 19, Outside About Seth Siyon. I get a little depth on things that I talked about today. So yeah, that's a good one to check out. But check out all of them. They all good. I'm just saying, but for today's, I think the episode 19 could go very, very well with what I talked about on this one today. Gratitude for y'all tuning in. Love, peace, and happiness is within you.